Hey guys, I'm Steph and welcome to my beauty stash, or welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Happy to have everybody here. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click on that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching. Today, I'm going to be trying out a new Halloween palette, but don't reserve it just for Halloween. This is the Lunar Beauty Moonspell Volume 2 eyeshadow palette. I think I was one of the only people who missed out on the first Moonspell palette that was released 2 years ago. I was really hoping that Lunar Beauty, Manny MUA, that they were gonna bundle the palette with the old one so that I could pick them both up. But unfortunately, that did not happen. So in this Moonspell Volume 2 collection, you do get the eyeshadow palette, and there were 3 lip products. I didn't go for any of the lip products. I just went straight for the eyeshadow palette, and I cannot wait to dive into this with you guys. Now, this is a $48 eyeshadow palette that's gonna come with 20 different shades. You get a mixture of matte and shimmer, and then there's a couple shades, I think it's in this row right here, that they have like the micro glitter in them. Now, they're not pressed glitter, so there's no pressed glitter. It's just shades that are formulated with those micro glitter particles. I don't mind that formula at all. I think it definitely gives that added sparkle and dimension to the look. Now, I know this color story caught a few people off guard. Some of you mentioned in the comments that you weren't really feeling the color story, or you didn't really understand, you know, the purpose behind the color story. If you take a look at the original palette, which was from 2 years ago, that palette has also some purple tones, but you can definitely see there's some blue in there. There's a couple neutral shades in there. It's a nice mixture. Whereas this one over here, it's definitely a purple and red palette. Yes, you do get a couple like dark burgundy shades. We do get a matte black, but it has that little fine micro glitter in it. It's like one of those matte shades that has a little bit of sparkle, but the sparkle kind of fades away as you start blending it. I don't mind a shade like that at all. And then you do have some deeper tones, which I like for the matte shades, and some nice fun pops of color with the shimmer shades. So I haven't even swatched this palette yet. I will probably swatch it after I get done creating the 2 looks for you guys today, but I like the color story. I don't mind these colors at all. I've always been a fan of purple eyeshadow, and I like the combination of purple and red together. I think that makes for some very nice, really dramatic looks, especially for Halloween when we're gonna be doing our makeup a little bit extra, right? So I'm excited. I'm excited to dive into this palette. It is in stock on the Lunar Beauty website, and Afterpay is available in case you wanna go that route. And I like the book style. I think the packaging is really pretty. To my knowledge, this is the same size and everything as the first Moonspell palette, but I'll let you tell me about that in the comments because I don't have the first palette to compare it to, but I definitely did not want to miss out on this release. All right, guys, so I'm gonna insert the swatches first, and then I'm gonna jump into creating 2 looks with this eyeshadow palette, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts at the end. If you guys wanna see the new Moonspell Volume 2 eyeshadow palette from Lunar Beauty in action, keep on watching. And guys, all of the makeup that I'm using both on and off camera will be linked in the description box of this video. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up purchasing, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. I've already primed my eyelids, and I use the Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Prime Eye Primer in the shade 1. So I'm going to start with this shade right here. I'm going to start working that in the crease, and then actually I'm going to do a combination of these 2 shades in the crease. So let's see how that's going to work. Let's see what kind of a blend I can get there. Okay, so I'm going to start first with that red shade called Freya. And I'm gonna place it right in here. And I'm using a BK Beauty 206. Let me know if you guys picked up this palette or if you passed on it. I know so many of you liked the first palette. I've just heard so many amazing things about Moonspell 1, the original. So naturally I had to try this one. And I have other Lunar Beauty eyeshadow palettes and they're all amazing. Like I've never had an issue with their palettes. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with Juliette, which is that purple shade. I'm gonna bring that up here. Lightly blend it right there to merge the shades. Kind of feather it out right out here. There is a little bit of kick up in the pan, but not too much. I'm gonna go back in with Freya. A little bit more right here of Juliette. Now I didn't watch Manny's video, like his reveal video, so I don't know the backstory on like the shade names or anything like that. They all seem to be named after women, so you're gonna have to let me know who these names are after. Okay, so now let's see. Now I'm gonna go in with Willow next, and I'm taking that on a BK 203. Just placing that right in here. That's a good shade. That is a very pretty red, matte red. Now I'm gonna go in with, let's see, I'm gonna go in with Hilda. And this is a Rephr 02. Just applying that in this empty space. Kind of gonna blend it upwards a little bit right here. Going back in with Juliette. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Now with that same Rephr 02, I'm gonna go in with Queenie. I'm gonna apply that out here. And then I'll work on blending stuff out. I just kind of want to place everything first. I'm gonna go back in with Hilda. Just flipped the brush around. Now picking up a little bit of Queenie on a Rephr 14, and I'm gonna start to blend right out here. Now on a Rephr 13, I'm gonna pick up the shade Marie. I'm gonna add that right in here. You can see that there's ever so slightly, just a little bit of sparkle, but it really diminishes once you start blending. So don't be afraid to use that shade as you would a traditional like matte black shade. It's gonna perform just the same. It's just gonna give you a little bit of something extra. I'm gonna clean off the brush, pick up a little bit more of Queenie. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of Freya, which was that first red shade. I'm using a Rephr 14. Going back in with a little bit of Juliette right up here. Same brush, I just cleaned it off. I'm gonna add a little bit more of Willow right here. That's the thing when you're doing like a look like this, when you're kind of creating a gradient, you need to go back and add in those shades. I'm gonna go back in with Hilda. So now we could easily leave it as an all matte eye, like an all matte lid. But I mean, there's just too many beautiful shades in here that we gotta use them. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in with, let me go in with grams first. I don't wanna use my finger because I wanna get good placement. So I'm gonna use a damp Morphe M124. Same brush. Now I'm gonna go in with, let's see. I think I'm gonna go in with Zelda. Let's try Zelda. And I am spraying that shade. Wow, these are beautiful. Now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called Myrtle. That's cool. Okay, we got a nice gradient going on. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of Misty, which was this shade right here. Actually, no, I didn't put Misty there. But nice call, look at that. Perfect. And I'm not taking it up too high. I'm just leaving it like right here. I think that's gonna be the inner corner shade. And Misty is this shade right here. All right, now let's do some work on the lower lash line. Let's do Queenie. Let's do Queenie on the lower lash line. And then I think I'm gonna smoke it out a little bit with Juliette or Hilda. We'll see. And I'm taking Queenie on a BK 207. Now I'm gonna go in with, actually, let's go in with Carmen right here. And this is a BH pencil brush. And I'm gonna take that lower. Now with that same pencil brush, I'm gonna pick up Misty, which was that top shimmer shade. It's gonna go right here. Look at that, that's beautiful. I'm gonna add a little bit of Marie, which is the matte black, down here. Actually, let me do a little bit right in here. I like this look. What do you guys think? All right, let me add, I think I'm gonna do some lashes. Let me add some lashes and liner, and I'll be right back to show you this first look with Moonspell Volume 2. All right, guys, so this is look number 1 with Moonspell Volume 2. What do you guys think? I added the House of Lashes in the style Juliette. That is my favorite style from House of Lashes. Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liquid liner on top. And then for the lower waterline, I went in with this LA Girl Neon Shockwave lip liner. That's right, it's a lip liner, and this one is in the shade Blaze. And that's what I have going on down there. I almost did black, but I thought, no, it's gonna be a lot of blackness with the lash and then with the liner on top. I wanted to keep it, you know, red and purple, so that's why I decided to use this one, and it's new. I just got it yesterday, as a matter of fact. So this is the look. I really like the way it came out. No issues blending those shades. And I did a lot of blending. I did a lot of blending and packing and just being so careful to make sure that all the shades kind of show up, that it's a nice gradient, and I think I did all right. Let me know what you think. Let's jump over to the left eye and start creating look number 2. Okay, so for look number 2, I definitely want to incorporate the shades that I haven't used yet. And I want to do something that incorporates like the more brown and burgundy tones. So I think I'm going to start with Sally, and then I'm going to work my way into Mel. And I'm taking Sally on a Rephr 27. I really like this. This is a nice shade. This is a very Manny shade. I always see him using a shade similar to this in the crease, and so I can see why he included it in this palette. Very versatile shade. So now I'm going to take the shade Mel on a Rephr 14, and I'm going to start applying that out here and working it in the crease as well. Wow, these are blending out really nicely and like into each other really nicely too. That's like the main thing, that they blend well together, and they are. Adding a little bit more Sally up here, right out here. Really nice. Those are pretty shades. All right, now with that same Refer 14, what do I want to do next? I think I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Maggie. And where do I want to put Maggie? I'm gonna put it a little bit right here, like on top, and kind of blend it below this shade, like that. Feel like I'm getting a little bit of fallout, and I think it's because of the brush that I'm using. That looks nice. You see how they all just blend together so well? I'm gonna add a little bit more of Mel. Now let's do a shimmer. I think we're gonna go in with Mildred next. And I'm taking Mildred on a damp Refer 28. This is pretty. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Maggie, which was that purplish shade. That's such a pretty shade, Mildred. This doesn't look Halloween at all, does it? Does it? That's why you can't reserve, even though they're Halloween themed palettes, that's why you just can't reserve them for that one holiday. You gotta play with them all year round. Let's do something on the lower lash line. I think I'm gonna go in with Maggie on the lower lash line and then add a little bit of Alex down there as well. And I'm going in with a Refer number 12. I'm just gonna stop right there. Now right there, you see that? I always miss this little connection. Right in there. Now I'm gonna go in, let's see, I'm gonna take Alex, which is that really light, like pastel shade. This is a Refer 26. I'm gonna focus that on the inner corner. Bring it down as well. Going back in with a little bit of Maggie. Now I'm picking up a little bit of the shade Mel. That brown shade right in here. Now I'm gonna go in with Agatha on the inner corner. And I'm taking Agatha on a damp Refer 03. Oh, how pretty is that? So you see what that micro glitter in the shades, like these really intense shimmer shades, it just really gives you like that amazing payoff. And it's not pressed glitter. It does have a little bit of a texture. I mean, you can very well use glitter glue and stuff, but it's just amazing pigment, amazing payoff. Wow, I loved creating these looks. Like, I felt that they were easy to create as well. You see, this is like a more neutral eye, right? Like, it's not, doesn't scream Halloween at all. At least I don't think. This one's a little bit more dramatic, you know, it gets you in the spirit, but this one, everyday wearable look for me. They both are, but you know, I like them. I like it both. Let me add the lash and some liner, and I'll be right back to show you this second and final look with Moonspell 2. All right, guys, so this is look 2 with Moonspell Volume 2. What do you guys think? I apologize in advance, but you're probably gonna hear the train going by. It's blowing its whistle, so let's just ignore that. I added one eyeliner, and it was this one from Natasha Denona. there it is. It is the Macrotech Eye Crayon, and this one is in the shade Burgundy. I've really been enjoying this one. This one was part of the mini Xenon collection, and I love it. Really good find, good shade, goes with a lot of different looks. That's what I have on the upper lash line and lower waterline, and of course the other Juliette lash from House of Lashes. I added a little bit of this inner corner shade right up here to the brow bone. I don't know if you can see it. I just did a really little bit up there just to give it that extra sparkle. But two totally different looks. We have something more neutral, more wearable, I think. You know what I just realized? I forgot to put mascara on this lower lash line. So I'll take care of that before I give you guys my review and final thoughts. But I mean, we have something really dramatic over here. Maybe something more for Halloween day, right? Or Halloween parties. And then we have something over here, definitely more neutral, but still a bit of a dramatic flair. And that's just how versatile the palette is. So guys, let me wrap up today's video and give you guys my final thoughts. And I'm also gonna give you a couple comparisons to other palettes I have in my stash in case you're not able to pick up this one. Completely understandable. You might have some of these other palettes that I'm going to mention. Alright guys, so my final thoughts on the Moonspell Volume 2 is that it's a beautiful palette. I really enjoyed working with it. Like I mentioned earlier, I do enjoy the Lunar Beauty eyeshadow formula. I've just never encountered a bad eyeshadow, a bad palette. All of the ones I have perform so well, and this one is no different. Again, you are getting 20 amazing shades, amazing pigments, amazing shimmers, and again, don't reserve this just for Halloween. You see I have two totally different eye looks going on, and that just goes to show the versatility of the palette. I think it's a very nice mixture of matte and shimmer shades, and don't be afraid of the micro glitter shades. They are not pressed glitters. They might pop even more with a glitter primer or glitter glue. You might want to go that route. I tend to not use it that often. I just spray the brush and apply the shimmer that way. It seems to work for me, but you do whatever works best for you. But I think the color story is really nice. It's very versatile. You can definitely create dramatic looks or something more neutral, something more everyday, something more wearable. You can tone it down. You can tone it down or tone it up, whatever you want to do. I think the packaging is beautiful as well. Of course, you get the full-size mirror in there, but it's just like a nice book to display on your shelf. You'll definitely be seeing it go up on one of the shelves behind me, but I think it is a fantastic palette to add to your stash. Again, it retails for $48 and it's available right now on the Lunar Beauty website, and I think it might be on Beauty Bay. If it is, it will be linked in the description box of this video. Now, as far as other palettes that you might already have in your stash, in case you're unable to purchase this one, I pulled out, I'd say I pulled out like 4 or 5 different palettes. The two most recent being from my last video, which was reviewing the BH Cosmetics Poison Shock collection. So I pulled these two palettes right here. They each retail for $15. This is the Ghost Pepper palette, and this is a more red pink leaning palette. And then I pulled out Nightshade, and Nightshade is going to be the more purple palette. So let me just hold them up together. So here we have Moonspell 2 and the BH Cosmetics Poison Shock palettes, and you can definitely see that there are some similarities, but keep in mind you'll have to pick up both of them if you want to get a close enough color story to Moonspell Volume 2. Now, I also pulled out this one from Glamlite. This is the Red Velvet Cupcake palette, and it's not a spot on for Moonspell 2. Let me hold them up. But you can kind of see kind of similar color stories, because this you have like the red and pink and the purple, and then of course you have a lot of that over here in Moonspell 2. So I just wanted to include this one in case you might have picked it up already. I believe this one retails for $25 and it should be in stock on the Glamlite Cosmetics website. I wanted to pull another Lunar Beauty palette, and this is the Strawberry Dream palette. And here those palettes are side by side, so you can kind of see they are similar. I mean, you don't have like these blue shades that are over here in Strawberry Dream, represented in Moonspell 2, but it's still a similar color story. And guys, I'd highly recommend checking out Strawberry Dream. It is an amazing palette. And the first one, I don't know why I didn't mention it first, but the first palette that popped into my mind was Norvina Volume 1. And this is one of those big eyeshadow palettes. So this palette retails for $60, and in here you get 25 different shades. And here's Moonspell 2 and Norvina 1. You can definitely see that they are similar. Yes, there are some differences, but it's still a purple and red and pink color story. And then finally, I pulled out this one. This is the bPerfect Carnival III Love in Tahiti palette. This is a collaboration with Stacey Marie MUA. This is a beautiful palette. This is one of my most favorite eyeshadow palettes. I just love looking at it. And just focus on this side of the palette, like this half, and you can definitely see how similar these two are. This one I believe retails for $54, but I think it's on sale right now. This one might be on sale for like 40 bucks. So if it is, I'd highly recommend checking this one out. I got mine straight from the bPerfect website, but you can find this on Beauty Bay, so I'll have it linked to Beauty Bay. And of course, if Moonspell 2 is at Beauty Bay, I will link it there as well. But this is a nice palette. This is a really nice palette to add to your stash if you don't already have it. Alright guys, so I am giving Moonspell Volume 2 2 thumbs up. I really enjoyed working with this palette. I'm really hoping that I can pick up the original Moonspell palette just so that I can complete the collection. But if you're having any reservations about this palette, it is amazing quality, and again, you can create so many different looks with it. I just think it's a beautiful palette for the season, and I'm so happy that I got to add it to my stash. Let me know your thoughts, guys. What did you think of the 2 looks? Are you team 1 or team 2? Leave it in the comments down below and let me know if this is something that you are going to pick up. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. And I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.